Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for being here for our, well, two shows in one actually. We've got Back to Basics and then a masterclass back to back basics, back to back masterclass. The Back to Basics show, which we've got for you now, we're going to be looking at the rhinestone applicator. And then following on from that, just after 3, we've got the luxury gilding flakes as well. So lots of inspiration to take over the course of the two shows. And then, of course, tonight, live at 5, we have got Friday Night Live with a fun game tonight, I've been told. So look out for that. We've got a good game, my love's a good game. So that'll be good. And then we've got your Friday Night Faves later on as well. Win your basket, it's all coming up. I think we are still having Gremlins on the US website, correct? So apologies for that. It's all to do with the stock arriving and being loaded onto the system at our 3 US warehouses. I believe the majority of the items now for the shop of the day will say coming soon, right? So we have actually got them. They're coming soon to the point where they are going to be loaded onto the website. So where it says coming soon, you'll see a notify me button. You press that. If you see anything you want in the show, press that. And then as soon as it's like loaded onto the system, they will notify you. And then you'll be able to pop it into your basket and get it checked out. So it's a bit of a long-winded way of doing things. And again, we apologize for that. But that's the way of things today. If you're in the US, I believe if you're in the UK, everything should be tickety-boo or as tickety-boo as it ever is. So, let's say hello to the lady the other side of the studio. We are going to be rhinestoning, as I say, in this show. And over the course of the last sort of half hour or so, we've been kind of thinking of various things we can rhinestone, Sheila, haven't we?
We have. We've literally gone through everything in the green room, haven't we? We've been looking at bowls and glasses and tables and cushions, you name it. We've been having a right old laugh and looking around to see what we could use.
Yeah.
It's just like testing, really, isn't it, to see what they will go on. I have put some of the samples up because we've got some on cork, we've got some on cardstock, we've got some on ribbon, we've got some on canvas, we've got them on like picture frames and things. So we've got a few samples showing, but we're going to try a couple of other things. We're going to add some to a flower that I brought to make it look like dewdrops, I think, on some of the petals. So we're going to try that just because you might not be someone who makes cards. You might be someone who does home decor projects, or you just like having a little play and, you know, making things look a little bit more fancy. So we're going to be testing it as well. Yeah.
And as always, you know, if there is anything that you want to ask when it comes to the applicator, if there's anything particularly that you want to see us try to apply it onto, then again, give us a shout. It might not be possible because we might not have everything to hand, but, you know, we're going to have fun with it. We are going to, well, you know what? George wants to rhinestone the Crafters TV sign. Ooh.
No, we can't. Even if you said yes, I would not be defacing that because, you know, I just would not.
The one outside the building could do with a few rhinestones on it to bling that up just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, make it glimmer in the evening.
Maybe if we can get a ladder, we'll get Sheila up there, maybe in the second half of the show. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a big ladder there, the set that you can't see. So yeah, we'll get that out maybe later on if you want us to see us do that, and we'll get Sheila up the ladder. No, apparently we won't because we haven't done the health and safety test.
I'm not going up the ladder. I'm sorry. I'm quite clumsy, so I probably end up at the bottom. I did fall yesterday trying to and dragged my machine off the counter. I was cutting the stencils, and I was too busy trying to save the machine so it didn't break. Then this morning I got up, I thought, ooh, I feel a bit strange in my shoulder. I think it was trying to grab the machine, but so I'm not going up a ladder. It would be silly.
Anything else will do. We've got Jan on the socials for this one, and indeed for the rest of the day. And Jen Shank says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Laurie says, good morning from Gilbert, Arizona. Lois Sciathratis says, good morning, everyone from Ohio. Hello. Hi to Pat Demarest, who says, good morning to Ben, Sheila, super talented crew, and all my lovely crafting friends from a beautiful New Jersey. Sherlan Telford says, good morning, Ben and Sheila. Teresa Rogers says, hello, everyone. Hello. Trudy Bickham says, hello. Teresa Campbell is in Illinois, and Doreen says, hello, everybody. Keep the hellos coming in. Any requests, questions? As I say, because things are sort of well, they are in stock because things aren't available to buy currently. We're not going to put the details up on the screen. However, if you want to know prices of things, like if you want to reference them, for example, I know off the top of my head the rhinestone applicator. How good knowledge is this? Is platinum price £28. So if you want to jump in and grab that, you can. But as I say, if you want to get it in the US, just click the notify me button and hopefully that will be loaded onto the system later on today. Good morning, Terry H from Iowa, and also hello to Darla Hansen, who is in Michigan. Let's talk about this then. Our Hot Fix Rhinestone Applicator tool, I mean, pretty much does what it says in the tin. You get a selection of gems with it as well. You get your 7 tool heads included, so you've got different size tool heads for the different gems that you've got. But as we said, you can affix the gems on this pretty much onto most things, can't you?
Yes, yes. So paper, cardstock, fabric, canvas, leather, wood. We tried it on wooden frames. We did it on Ben's glasses when we launched it.
We did like plimsolls yesterday. We did.
Yes, yes. Little, I think some of the little Crocs that Leanne left under here. Denim jackets, denim skirts. Denim jeans, we've tried it on cushion cover. What else did we try it on? We have tried, the only thing that we're finding is probably not great is like glass and pottery. It might go onto pottery, but I think because the tips get very hot as well, we wouldn't want that the heat to kind of penetrate the glass and shatter it in any way. So I would stay away from those things. Yeah. But yeah, boxes, bags, purses, glasses, cases, you know, you name it. I think it will work on most things. I mean, we could probably put 1 or 2 on my glasses case as well, maybe. Or
I've just seen another request from Karen about bedazzling my waistcoat.
Yes.
We could choose from across the pocket, maybe.
Could do across the pocket, yeah.
I'm up for that.
Yeah. Yeah, does that waistcoat, can it be washed, that one, or is that one that
you can wash it.
normally dry cleaned?
I put it in the wash, this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you worried?
Yeah, I'm not sure about doing someone's clothes. I don't want to then go, oh, what were you thinking? But yeah, I mean, we'd try it. I mean, to be honest, I think it would work on your waistcoat. It would work on, you know, as we've said, we've tried it on T-shirts, we've tried it on bags,
shoes,
leather shoes, leather purses. I've tried it on some canvas shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think it will adhere to most surfaces. The thing is, you just have to try it. You just heat it up, try it. It's like with anything, isn't it?
Yeah, if it doesn't stick, it doesn't stick.
Yeah. But I would just be, you know, probably staying away from glass, anything that could shatter from the heat. You don't, you know, you don't want to be and wrecking something as well that you don't want to break anything. So, but I mean, I reckon you could probably do the top of your rhinestone pot, to be honest. I mean, you could possibly put one of your gemstones on top so you know what colour it is. Because if you've not got your glasses on and it says on what the colours are, so it says clear. But I know that says clear because I looked in the jar before, but for me, without my glasses on, I can't see what that says. It could be, I can't even read the hot gem thing. I don't know what it says without my glasses on. So, yeah, but you could put some of your, you know, couple of your gems on top so you know that they're the clear ones or the green ones. But then again, that, as a crafter, that might be a waste of a gem. You might think, I'm not putting it on the top. I want to put that on a project, so I get that as well.
Thanks for all the hellos still coming in too. We've got Karen Austin joining us saying, good morning, Ben and Sheila. It was a thunderous night here in Virginia, so a sunny, spirited show is perfect this morning. Thank you. Caroline Williams says good afternoon to Ben and everyone, and Clisters in saying good morning, Ben, Sheila, and all the wonderful crafty people. And Sister P4 says, don't bling Ben's favourite waistcoat. It is my favourite. We're going to get into seeing some demos, but Little Bear is just asking, does the applicator avoid the glue squishing out around the edges, which has ruined my projects before? I think I've not seen the glue squishing out when you use this.
No, the glue won't squish out because if we can show you, let's grab one of the bigger stones and then we can show you. Like on the back of, let's go with the heart because that's the biggest one, I think.
Yeah.
So you can see, and probably if I maybe tilt it a little bit, you'll be able to see there's like lots of tiny like dots, if you like. And what happens is those are the dots of glue. Do you want me to move or are you moving? You want me to go like that?
There you go.
Yeah, so if we tilt it a little bit, you can see that there are tiny spots on the back of there. I don't know if they're actually spots or if they're like, if it's almost done in like a grid effect with little squares or lines. And that's the glue. And when you pick it up, you can't, there's no stickiness with it. Obviously, it's the heat that then penetrates through the stone and melts that. So I don't think, because it's not like a liquid glue, I don't think it's ever going to squish out the sides because it's not like a liquid or a watery glue. It's like it would have been originally probably, or it might just be like a double-sided adhesive sheet which reacts to heat. So yeah, I wouldn't even worry about that. I think as soon as it's melted and it grabs onto the project, I think that's it then. I think that's the job done. So I don't think the glue can then move because it's stuck to what you've put it on. But yeah, I would say no, don't worry about that. I don't think there's enough glue to do that either.
Okay. Should we get sticking then?
Yes. So I thought what we would do, I'd take some of the, let's have a look. We've got the crystals and we've got the clear. I think I might go for actually I think that's the wrong lid. That's the crystal. Oh. Yeah, that's, so the clear ones, let me tip some of these out on the table here. So when it says clear, basically what you're going to get like, it's a clear one. So it's a bit like a water droplet, if you like. Then you're going to get what looks like a smoked glass one. And then you're going to get a black one, a solid black one like that. So those are the colours you're going to get in your clear. So you have got a bit of a mixture in each of the tubs. Even if it says pink, it won't be all the same pink. You'll have the three pinks. So what I thought we would do, I grabbed, I have a vase of flowers at home, and they're not, obviously, I've got some grey ones. Yeah. And I've got red ones mixed in, because we have a red chair and some other red things in the room. So what I thought, well, let's see if we can put some of the clear ones on here and make them look like dewdrops or droplets of rain. I think they might probably show up better at this point on the leaves. So I'm going to take the leaves out because it's a big bunch. It's a bit difficult to hold it flat. So I've just taken those out of the stem, and I thought we would see if we can actually put some onto here. Now it might be useful at this point because they're curled and because they are they're not fabric, but they're not plastic either. It's a strange fabric. Material, I don't know what it is. So I'm going to just pop that down there. That'll just help me when I'm positioning them, because if I'm holding the tool in my hand and then trying to position them as well. So I'm just going to do that for now. So what we'll do, I think, because this is quite a big leaf, we'll take, we'll do a big one, like kind of there, and then we'll do a smaller one here. So, and we could then do like a teeny one. And I might just grab my wax tool as well while I'm doing this, because it is helpful to be able to get them out. Now, obviously, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put those on there. So they're a bit like, little raindrops.
Raindrops, yeah.
So I need to find the heads that are going to do this. Now, I've got the big one here. I think that could possibly be too big for that one. So let me go with the next one down, which is that one. I think I am going to go with the big one after all. So I'm going to bring these heads in first. You've got 7 of these. That's for that one. And then the small one, you've got like a choice of 2, because one's got like it's a proper indentation. The other's just like a little teeny hole, and I think that's the one that goes on the ones I showed you earlier, on the gold ones that look a bit metallic. So that's the one for that. So I've got the 3 tips. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to put the smallest one in first, just because. Try and put it in the right way, Sheila. So they just screw in. Now my tool is not on yet.
No, you wouldn't be doing that if it was, would you?
No. Then put your tip in and then switch it on. Give it a minute. The red light comes on. I will point this out again, but I won't go quite as in depth as I did earlier. The red light will come on. Don't wait for it to go green, because it doesn't go green. It stays red, just to warn you that it's hot and it's on. So obviously, and that's important with something that gets this hot. So obviously, we'll just give it a minute. It doesn't take long to heat up. The brass tips do get very hot because obviously as soon as it hits that metal, it starts heating up. So you need to hold it with this ridged a bit, not down here, because there is some heat will escape from here. And so we're just, as it is at the moment, I can't feel anything hot, but I can feel some warmth, and the vents are there for a reason, I think, to help keep it at a temperature.
As a rule of thumb as well, because I mean, Leanne made a very good point yesterday. So she was saying, you know, try and if you're using different shaped gems for a project, try and do a section where you're using the same head for an amount of time, then change. You know, when you're changing the heads, would you tend to switch the tool off? Even though, I mean, it's going to be hot whatever way, but would you turn it off?
I always turn it off. Yeah, I always turn it off because that heat carries on penetrating through. It just keeps going, and obviously you don't want to touch that. It is red hot. I haven't touched it, but I know from when I've put a stone on. Yeah. If I touch the stone straight away, it's pretty hot. It's not as hot as this, but yeah, I would just turn it off. Yeah. It only takes, like, you know, a few, probably 20 seconds to cool down, or to cool down to a point where you can put another tip in. But make sure it's turned off as well when you put the tip in, because as soon as you switch it on, this metal piece here, which goes all the way up to the electrical bits, just gets warm straight away. And it penetrates. I think you described it brilliantly, and you know, it's very, very hot. It's not like when we say, you know, if you're using the foil press, the dies there get hot. They get hot to the touch, and you can pick those up, feel those are hot. This is hot, hot. This is hot, hot. You don't want to touch this at all. No, it's like an iron. Yeah. It's like a kettle. Yeah. It's like a hair straighteners, curling tongs. You know, it does get very, very hot, and you will, if you catch yourself, it's likely like a blister, or you would have a little scar there. So I would just not risk it. Now that one feels like it's on there now. Because it obviously, the smaller the stone, the quicker it's going to adhere, because it's got less to travel through to get the heat penetrating on there. So we could put, while we've got that tip in, let's pop another one on. And you do have your stand as well. If I was you, I would find yourself like a little, maybe a silicone mat or something if possible, so that you can put that on the stand. If it rolls off the stand, it's still on a silicone mat. If you've not got a silicone mat, something like, maybe like a baking tray or something like that, so that it won't roll off. And if it does go on the tray, it'll be fine, because it's a metal tray, and it's meant, you know, trays get hot. So that would be fine. But make sure you've got some finger protectors. If you've not got finger protectors and you get your tool and you want to start working with it straight away, maybe find something silicone, or even like your oven gloves. Yeah. Or, you know, your oven mitt that you get your casserole dishes out of the oven. I would be using that just so that you know you're safe. I mean, it's a bit cumbersome using an oven mitt, but it's better than a burn. You know what I mean? It's easy to probably just let it cool off. I did try it originally with pliers, because you need to unscrew it, but then pliers get hot because the metal is touching the metal. And so I thought with pliers as well, that you might damage it. Exactly, and I thought, oh, that's a bad idea. So I switch it off now. I'm going to get these the finger protectors that I found this morning, and I think I can get that on that finger and that one on that finger. It's not ideal because they're too big, but you can turn the tool. So if you know, the finger protectors of the gloves are not ideal for you, as long as you can hold that tip safely, and even if it takes a minute to unscrew it, just do that. And then once you've taken it out, you can just pop it on your silicone mat or in whatever you've got. See, and like that now, I would just be knocking that away. So just roll it away onto the mat, and then I know that's fine. And then when you put your next tip in, this will still be warm. It's turned off, but it will still be a little bit warm. So if you're going to then put another tip in, if you can, put it in with, see, I can't do it with these on because they're too big for my fingers. So it doesn't matter which way around. It's for a person with big fingers, this one. So I might just wait a minute and let it cool off, just so I'm on the safe side. I will find those finger protectors that I've got. I mean, the other thing I did this morning, went into one of the discount stores and found, I was looking for silicone, like oven mitts or silicone finger protectors because I thought they might have mini. They've got silicone everything these days.
Yeah.
And I found this, it was like £1 or something. I thought, right, okay, worst comes to worst, we can't have find anything to protect my fingers. What I'll do is I'll just cut the sections out of that and make sure I can wrap that around the tip. So anything you've got that is silicone would work and protect your fingers. Now then, I'm gonna put that in now with these on. I think if I do it that way, I might be able to get it in. If I can just get it in partially, I think it's going to drop because I can't really. I can take them out with this, but I can't put them in.
Okay.
So, but by now that should be cool. It should be cool that. Yeah, there's nothing coming through there.
Yeah.
So obviously give it like a minute to cool down, and then then it's worth it to be safe. What's a minute? A minute is nothing. So what we're going to do now, it'll just take a minute to warm up, and then we can put this this one on here. So we're going to put this a bit further down there, and then we'll bring that big one in next to that little dewdrop. Straight away, that makes it look quite
it does.
quite nice, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Adds a little bit of.
You know, it's like if you go outside in if you've got like now, for instance, if you've still got roses growing, we have some roses in the garden. So going out in the morning now, it's a little bit chillier. Yeah. And you can see there's like a bit of dew on the grass, you know, and you'll be able to see the dewdrops on your rose petals or on any petals of or any leaves that you've got on your shrubs in your garden. So it's quite nice. But I think it's quite nice to be able to do this. If you're a crafter and you're predominantly a paper crafter, and I know a lot of us have crafted from being young because it's in our blood. So sometimes, like myself, and I've not done any since I started working here, I've not done any of my knitting. And I knit a lot. I'm always knitting. Even if I'm not knitting for anyone or anything in particular, I just love yarn and wool. So this is a bit like that. If you don't do any other craft, but you feel like you're creative, this is a really nice one to do. If
nice, easy one.
Yeah, if you can't knit or you can't crochet or you don't like fabric or embroidery, something like that, this is a nice thing to do. This is a really nice, unusual craft to be having a go at, and then it's a bit of time for you as well. You don't necessarily have to do it for like we do with cards for somebody else.
That's it.
So it's quite nice. And it's something you can do at any time.
Yeah.
It's a small, compact craft. So you put it on your box, take it with you.
That's it.
You know, if you're going on holiday, you have a caravan, or you go on a boat or whatever, you can use it.
Yeah, just got a few of loads of people tuning in. Rosalind is with us from Maryland. Pat Schoff says, good morning, Ben and Sheila, from Max the Beagle in Michigan. How is Max today? One of our very newest furry friends.
Recruits,
recruits, that's what we like.
Love
humans and animals, all welcome here.
Yeah.
Melanie says, good morning. Best way to commute to appointments, drinking coffee on a ferry, watching CTV and chatting with lovely, crafty people.
Wow.
Where are you ferrying to from? Let me know.
Yeah,
Rhonda's in Chicago. Alicia Gordon says, good morning and greetings from Arkansas. Listening whilst working. I feel I've not said your name for a long time, Alicia. It's lovely to have you back. And Karen Bernhardt with the pug says, I also keep, this is a good tip, I also keep a cup of cold water just in case I do touch it by mistake. That's not a bad shout, actually.
That's a good idea. I mean, I guess as well, you could always, if you've got a little pot of water, you could always throw the brass tips in there because immediately that would cool it. And then obviously they're good to go for when you need to, you know, you might go, should I use that applicator instead, that tip instead of this tip? So obviously we've got the big one to do now. So we're going to do the big one. I've just put the big head in there now. So that might take a little bit longer to warm up because it's a bigger head. And then obviously we're going to put it on the big stone here. And hopefully that will give that enough heat all round. Because this is the biggest one, you might find that if it doesn't stick, this one, you might need to go down to the next size, because sometimes it can, depending on the stones that we've got, it can be a bit hit and miss. I know I did it with one, and the head was too big. When I lifted it off, I was like, it's just not sticking, it's not working. It was that the head was too big, so there was a gap between the stone and the inner bit of the tip, really. So that feels like it's not
quite
on. So what I might have to do is put the other head on. There's a smaller one. I think this one, right, so this big one has gone right down to the bottom, is actually touching the leaf. You can see there it's actually touching the leaf. Now, when you're using the other stones, they seem to sit kind of like there, so you can see the bottom of the stone. Although it does feel like it's on now. So if I hold it for another second, I'm sure it'll be fine. Once it's kind of grabbed a bit, then you can just put the tool back over it and give it another minute. The nice thing is as well with this is that you can really take your time with it, so you can get things really precise. I'm not being particular on this because I'm doing it a bit random, but you can do it precisely. If you've got any of the if you bought any of the stencils when we originally launched anything downloadable stencils, then you might find you know, with that, you can draw through those, so they're more accurate when it comes to placing anything.
Yeah.
And which is quite nice. So if we lift this up now, you'll see we've got dewdrops on our leaf.
Oh, that's very pretty.
Isn't it quite nice, that now? So then if you did that on all of those, and you don't have to put 4 on each one, you might just want one right on the edge here, kind of hanging over, a couple of small ones. You might not want any on the smaller leaf. And then if you pop that back in there, you see the weight of that as well will, once you've got gemstones on them all, will start to hold those leaves down, so you'll be able to see them more. But you can see how pretty they are if I do it that way, and they'll catch the light. If you've got them in a vase in your window near the sunlight, they're going to reflect beautifully. Yeah. I did manage to stick some on the flowers as well there. Oh, have I just dropped the... No, that's come out of there. I'll stick that back in properly after I've not pushed it right in. It needs to go right in. But you can see that I did them on the petal as well. So you can see that just an odd one there you might want to do. But again, it's a great way of like reviving anything that you've got in the house. You think they're a bit like rubbish, those flowers. I mean, to be honest, you could possibly put some on like the little stamen inside. So I think there's lots of things you can do. Look around your rooms that you've got at home. You might be maybe decorating a room that was once green and you're now changing it to pink or blue or something. Yeah. You could possibly then go, okay, well, I still want to keep those pictures in there. Let's add a couple of blue gemstones to it, so it still brings in that blue. So there's a lot of things you can do with these that you wouldn't normally be doing.
You know what I was just thinking about then, because I've obviously thinking of Max the Beagle. Yes. And I've just seen a message from Hillary who's saying hello with Holly Collie, hello woof. You could bling up your dog's collar.
Your dog's collar?
I was just thinking, because Molly's got a purple collar, she's very on brand. I was just thinking how nice that would look with a few little gems on. That would look super cool, wouldn't it?
That would be brilliant. Yeah, that would be great.
Or bling up the dog lead as well, if you're quite a blingy person.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Possibilities are endless here, aren't they?
Yeah, they absolutely are. I think you could do them on, obviously, bearing in mind, if you're going to put them on anything like children's toys or furniture or books and that, make sure that they're, you know, obviously they're older than 3, so there's no risk of them like thinking they're sweet or whatever. But yeah, that's just common sense, isn't it, I think. But yeah, you could do them. You can do them on frames. You can brighten up a plain wooden mirror, you know, something like this, this is a wooden butterfly. So I'll hold it up there. This is a wooden butterfly that's just been gemmed up. Yeah. And it looks fabulous. Look at it when you turn it, and when it's got stars on, it's so sparkly. And there's nothing stopping you then doing, you know, if you've inked your background through a stencil, you could add a couple of the tiny ones, you know, or you could go down here and do it. So it's just a matter of trying it. We did a frame, didn't we, Ben? We did the corners of a frame, and it was a plastic frame, but we just wanted to check, because we knew from the samples that the team had done that it would stick to card, and it would stick to wood, and it would stick to fabric. But I think it's just a really good idea for, if you paint, maybe, you might do like paintings, say, on canvas with oil and stuff. Imagine if you do drawings or you do paintings, or you draw, but you're not like sure about adding colour. You might do line drawings. Lots of people do line drawings. You could be adding these to your line drawings.
Yeah.
You know, and then selling them. I mean, who wouldn't like to have that on the wall? I would love that on my wall.
Absolutely.
And it's just really plain.
Yeah, and like you say, it's the kind of thing you do yourself. Leanne did something similar yesterday. Just took one of the art liners, drew onto a little canvas, little outline of a tree, blinged it up. I mean, really simple for you to create your own canvases with. Hi to Janelle who's joined us. Stephanie says, good morning, Sheila and Ben. Hi to Karen, who is with us as well. Just seeing a few people talking about the SVG files that come with this. If you can't find them, just type SVG. I've just done it myself. That does come up on both the websites. SVG, type it into the search bar on the website, and the SVG files will come up that you can use, obviously, with any machine that's compatible with those files. And then you can cut them into your vinyl, mylar, all those kind of things, to make your collection go even further. We are going to talk crafteganza just for a few minutes here, because that's like the big thing that everybody's talking about, and it's really lovely actually. We're seeing people each and every day. Obviously we had the big influx when we launched this last week, but we're sort of seeing people now day by day, names that you're kind of thinking, oh, I wonder if so-and-so is going to be coming, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've just bought my ticket, and you think, yes, that person's coming. And you think, oh, I wonder if so-and-so's coming, and the next day it's like, oh yes, they've now bought their ticket. So the crafteganza tickets are still available. Obviously, it's coming towards the end of the month, so we're hoping that the people who haven't yet bought, maybe waiting for payday. Obviously, a lot of people getting paid today. We have to wait till next Tuesday.
Yeah.
But if you're getting paid today and you're thinking crafteganza might be the way, tickets are still available for all the events, 15th and 16th of May here in the UK. And then you've got, that's next year, of course. That's here in Newton Aycliffe, County Durham, Glow Church. And then you've got the two events in Dallas, Texas, is at the Sheraton Fort Worth, 18th and 19th, and the 22nd and 23rd of April. $625, £475. Obviously, you can shop and get those as well if you are in Europe. But when you do check out, there's possibly going to be the opportunity for you as well to be able to spread the cost. Do investigate those sort of ClearPay, PayPal, Klarna options, which will pop up for you potentially at the checkout. So it is a great way to split that cost. But let's play this little video. So this was the day that we launched it. This was Sarah and Leanne telling you all about it. So in this little video, you're going to get all of the information that you need. I think they do in this video talk about it just being for Platinum Pluses and Platinum for Lifers, because that was what we did on the first day. Then on the Tuesday, we opened it up to everybody. So if that's repeated in this video, just ignore that. They're available for everybody. Everything else in this video, have a listen. They'll take you around what's going to be happening, and we would love to see you there. So here's all the information that you need about Crafteganza 2026.
So we're launching Crafteganza on a worldwide tour. So yes, we're doing it here in the UK, as we've been doing for the last 15 years. We're also now, for the first time in 2026, coming over to the USA, and we'll be doing 2 live events, in-person events, in Dallas, Fort Worth at the Sheraton Hotel. We'll be doing that in April, on the Saturday the 18th and Sunday the 19th of April, and then Tuesday the 21st and Wednesday the 22nd of April. That's 2 separate events, and what you will get on those events are 10 classes. So 10 classes, 5 on day 1, 5 on day 2. You and a group of other people will move around all 5 of those classes till you've completed all 10. So there will be no choice of. We'll be repeating that in the UK in May, and the date for that is the 15th and 16th of May, which is a Friday and Saturday. And we're going to be doing that at Glow Church here, just 5 minutes away from our Newton Aycliffe office. The slight difference for the UK attendees will be that that will also include an exclusive tour of the Crafters TV studio. Now, what you get for your ticket price, which you can see on the screen, is you get all 10 classes, and in those classes, everything you need to use to create the thing being taught in the class, or to learn the technique, or have the experience for whatever it is you're doing in that class. You will also have your lunch covered on both days, that is included, and your refreshments during the day is included. As we've talked about during the day, your travel to and from is not included. We're leaving that up to you, because there will be several different ways that you want to travel in a group, individually, on a plane, on a train, in a car. It's entirely up to you. And then what we're also not including is your hotel stay, because you might want to share rooms, you might want to stay with a local friend, you might be bringing the RV, the camper van, you might be choosing to book an Airbnb and 10 of you all stay together. So we don't want to be prescriptive, we want you to do you. So you will need to arrange your own hotel and your own travel to and from the event. But you will get your lunch and you will get your refreshments while you're at the event. We've got double points this week, so if you are wanting to shop, you're going to be able to level up those points and maybe move to a new level of discount, and then you can do that all week if you want to. That will give you the ability to shop all year at a higher level of discount, because the amount of points you're going to get, which are 1,250, 950 and 990, depending whether you're dollar, pound or euro, is enough to be able to jump you those points levels. The prices that you see on the screen, you will not get your current level of discount on. That is the price you'll pay. The price on the screen is the price you'll pay. So you won't be getting your 5, 10, 15, 20% of discount on those prices, but you will get your double points, which I think is really exciting. It is a considered purchase, so if you are wanting to spread the cost, we've got different options available for you depending where you are in the world. So if we go to the US, then if you log into your account and put it in your basket, and when you go to checkout, make sure you choose PayPal, log into your PayPal account. If it's available to you, you might have the PayPal Pay in 3 option there. Of course, you could use a credit card if you want to. And if you want to do that in person, please contact our customer services team. They'll be very happy to do that over the phone for you. If you're in the UK, the payment options we have are Klarna, ClearPay, and again, PayPal Pay in 3. If you have that available to you, you can absolutely take advantage of that if you would like to. It's a really exciting, and I think that's all of the high level that you need to know. Sarah, tell us, why did we want to do this?
Well, the thing is, you've got to remember, we celebrate 20 years here at Crafters Companion in just a few weeks' time. And for 15, 16 years of that, we've been doing Crafters Companion Craftaganza. Now, it started off, the very first one we ever did, we only had 30 people there. And we built up over the years. We used to hire a big hotel in the UK here, and we had hundreds of people come and do the Craftaganza event. When I say hundreds, we never had more than a couple of hundred, because we wanted the classes always to be really intimate and do that. Now, we stopped doing that during the pandemic. So the pandemic put paid to Craftaganza, and this year was the first time we brought it back, and we did it virtually. So those of you, I'm sure loads of you watching in the comments will have taken part in our virtual Craftaganza event earlier this year. We had thousands and thousands of crafters from all over the world. They bought, and we sent everybody a little box out in the post so that you had your box with your kit for each one and your core kit, and then we taught those classes. Now, that was absolutely unbelievable. I had the best weekend. It was Leanne and I who taught half the classes each, did a big teaching over the weekend, absolutely loved it. The difference is we didn't get that personal interaction. I think that is the big thing. We didn't get a chance to spend time with people, to get to know people one-to-one. I feel like there's some of our customers who came to our Craftaganza event years ago. I know them personally. I've made friends with them. They are still people I keep in touch with now, and I'm friends with them on Facebook, and we chat. That is the difference. I get to know people personally. So the whole point of this is, and I know it's not for everybody, not everybody wants to come out and do this in person, but for those who are Crafters Companion super fans, right, who just want the ultimate Crafters Companion experience, if it's here in the UK, you come up to us. You come up to us. We're hosting you here in the northeast of England. We're going to bring you in and do behind the scenes tours of Crafters TV as well. It's going to be an unbelievable couple of days on the 15th and 16th of May, right? We know that we have a high proportion of our customers in the US, and it's not feasible for all those people to be paying thousands of pounds to fly over to the UK. So we are flying our entire team. So when I say our entire team, myself, Leanne, we've got Ben, we've got the 2 Debbies, we've got Sheila. We are all coming over to you, and we're going to keep that small, intimate class size, so 30 people in a class, so that you will get tons and tons of one-on-one time with us. You'll get time between the classes on an evening to just hang out with us, to get to know us more as people. We get to know you as people. It's like this experience that we have, but on another level. That is the difference, okay? So we have 2 dates in the US, we have 1 date in the UK, and within the US, we are conscious that we have a lot of people. The US is 10 times bigger than the UK, so we have a lot more customers there. Hence, we're doing the weekend, the Saturday, Sunday, or you can come on the Tuesday, Wednesday. And actually, it's been neck and neck depending on, all of a sudden the weekend will go in ahead and then the midweek will come ahead, right? What we are doing is it's launching for Platinum Plus and Platinum for Life members first, and then we are launching on general sale. There are a limited number of tickets. I cannot urge you any more strongly. You need to get in and book your tickets and let us know when you have, because we can't wait to see you there.
Welcome back. Who's picked up their Crafterganza ticket today on payday? Who is going to go and pick up their Crafterganza ticket? Let me know. If you're already coming, just give me a yeehaw in the comments. I kind of know, I have an idea of the kind of faces who are going to be there. I'm looking forward to it. But if you are picking yours up today, or if you've just done it, let me know. Hillary says, Holly has a purple. Oh, there you go. Great collies think alike. Holly has a purple collar. I might bling it up for her holes. Yeah, you should do. I think that would be great. Like dogs with blinged up collars. That should be the new thing. Alison says, good afternoon to Ben and Sheila. Apologies for being late. Don't give me a detention. Well, Alison, seeing as your record here is very good, we'll let you off just this once. Melanie says, it really is. Oh, your ferry. Approximately 70,000 to 90,000 people commute by ferry daily across the, I'm going to say this wrong, across the Puget Sound and San Juan Islands in Washington State. It's the largest ferry system in the US.
Gosh.
How long was your journey then, Melanie? Did I say that? Is it Puget or Puget? Michelle Nichols says, good morning. And Karen says, I love the bling. Watching whilst colouring the scarves on the Christmas pug stamp to match the colour of their litter collars. I send cards with their little gift bags. That's really cute. We, Molly's due for her yearly jab soon, and we got her little book out the other day, actually. And when we got her, we'd forgotten the lady who we bought her off did a little card, and it was like a picture of Molly when she was about 8 weeks old. It's super cute. Don't they grow up so quickly? Vanessa's joined us in Florida. Yeehaw, she says, I'm going. And Alison Mason says, yeehaw. Keep the yeehaws coming if you're coming to Crafterganza. We are going to keep blinging up things.
Yeah.
What are you going to be blinging for us now, Sheila?
Okay, so I thought, as like lots of us are paper crafters anyway, aren't we? I'll show you how it will work. So we're going to try it on some of the gold glitter card. We're going to use one of the stencils. So with the stencils, obviously, we have some different shapes on some of the stencils. So, I mean, you can use these as a mask or a stencil with your inks. These are from the downloadables. We've got
so these are the SVG files, are
yes.
they? Right.
Yes. Now, I've cut these out on the scan and cut.
Yeah.
I know some of you have got Cricut, so anything that will take an SVG file, you can obviously cut it from. And I've just cut these from like Mylar, like stencil, you know, sheets. And I think I managed to get the 6 Christmas ones on a sheet, and one 12 by 12 sheet of Mylar, because that's what the size that goes through my machine. And then I think I got 4 off another one, because some of them are quite busy and bigger like this. But yeah, you can use these. They're just like a regular stencil. I mean, you might even want to look through your own stencils that you've got and think, you know what, I could use part of that design. What I'm going to do is, because we've got some unusual shapes, like for instance this one here that you can see is like almost like a 3-leaf clover, and it sits on kind of a line here. Yeah. So you have to make that shape up with your little gems, but it's kind of something for you to follow. What I thought we'd do is we will go along with this one we've got here, which has got circles. So what we've got a big circle here, and I'm going to draw through it. Well, it's not a circle actually, it's more like a petal shape, but it's going to be fine with a circular gem on top if we use some of the bigger ones. Yeah. And then you've got the smaller ones here. So basically, I'm just using my pencil to kind of make a dot where they will go. Because if the natural thing for me was to take the stencil down like we do when we're inking it, and then put the stone in there and then heat it so it melts. However, your tip will probably touch the stencil, so it might damage that, it might melt it. And also, the designs are not fit to size of the gemstones. No. So you're going to find that your smallest gemstones are bigger than these little dots here. So the temptation is to put the stone on there. Excuse me, put the stone on there and then melt it on.
Yeah.
But then if you go to lift this, they're all going to pop off. So the idea is that you just, you know, draw through them with a pen or a pencil. I won't do the whole, well, I'll draw the whole line, but I won't do the whole line probably because it will take a while. But that just gives you like a little indication as where you can put them. I think I did those anyway, but I'll just do those too. Again, you might want to use your stencils for like Sanntangle or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might want to be drawing through these and using them for borders, things like that. But you can see there, I've not really gone in a straight line, but that's because I haven't taken the stencil down. So you can see now that we've got the bigger line, the circles at the top and the smaller ones at the bottom. So what I would do, I've got some of the gold ones out. Now the gold ones have got these, we've got the tiny little gold ones. So we're going to have to decide, I'm just going to get my wax tool. What will show up probably best on these are the darker ones. So these are actually metallic.
Yeah.
So what we can do is we can put a metallic one. Now that is the smallest one. And then we've got the medium-sized ones here, which might be the one that you want to put there. Okay. With the small one underneath. Or you might think, no, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is put the bigger stone on there, like that. So those are the metallic ones. Now on there, now they look a bit dark, don't they? But if we bring the others in, because then these are the more yellow gold. Now I like those on there because I feel like they complement the gold glitter. And then we've got the paler ones as well, which would also work. But I do like the first these golden yellow. What do you think, Ben? Do you like those?
Absolutely, yeah. I think there's a question as well, and this is a good one, but it might not be necessary because I feel like the gems will cover the pens. But Rhonda says, could you use the heat erasable pens if you were doing this? There's no reason why not, is there? But I feel like the gems cover up your marking anyway, don't they? Yes,
we do. I think we have the heat erasable pens, don't we? I'm sure we do. I'm sure I read them on the bottom of the list of products that we've got today. But obviously you'll have to wait, obviously, a short while longer for those to be available. But yeah, they're very good because obviously once you've drawn through your stencil, it's weird actually, isn't it? Because when you would use those, probably on like fabrics and stuff, wouldn't you? Yeah. Where you would be doing like a sewing line or some tacking or something. If you're going to put gems on that are bigger than the area that you've drawn, you wouldn't be seeing that pen anyway, that pencil or pen, whatever it is. So you wouldn't be able to rub it out because, like you're saying, Ben, the gemstone is bigger than the actual dot you've made. So I wouldn't worry about that, but you can absolutely do that. That's totally fine. But yeah, and there's so many questions and you only think of them after and then you think, oh gosh, well, what about doing it with this, or what about would it work on that? And obviously we can only tell you things when we're live, unless you contact us aside of that. But what we'll do, I'll just grab a couple of these while the tip is just heating up there, and then we can pop some of these little ones on. And we'll not do the whole bit, but we just want to show that you can use them on your Christmas cards, on your birthday cards, whatever you want to. If I bring these cards in while we're just waiting for those little tips to warm up, you can see how beautiful is that. It's just so unusual.
Yeah, really cute.
And that's either done with, I'm thinking, who did this? It would be Marie, I thought it would. I don't know if Marie's drawn this, I don't know if she's got a die, if it's a stamp. I'm not sure if I can't see that she's stamped this because there's no lines in between these gems. So whether she's drawn it or whether it's a stencil, whether it's a template, it could be a die she's drawn round. But yeah, do think about getting your shaped dies out like flowers and things and drawing around those or through those and then putting your gems onto there.
Yeah, possibilities are endless. I love the way that she's obviously made the outline of the tree with the smaller gems, then the star, and then obviously used the larger ones for baubles.
It's really unusual, isn't it? It's just really unusual how these sit. It just is, it's really contemporary. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's really, really lovely. And then we've got another one here again, which I'll show you here, where you can see there This is using a mixture of those gold gems and then a die cut and using some similar gold glitter to this. Just beautiful. So again, you're going to be creating some lovely projects. So let's check now. We can get this one on here. So I'm going to just move those up for a minute because I'm going to put the small ones on. So the line here, I mean, it's not great under the studio lights, but if I was at home probably under my little directional white light that's over my table, I'd probably be able to see that a little bit better. But that's just because we're very bright in here. But yeah, we'll pop that onto there. Now, the other thing you have to bear in mind as well is you can see there now on the screen, you can see that where those dots are from the pencil. Obviously, because we're putting different size stones on, you might find that you have to adjust some of your designs to accommodate the size of the tip, because obviously the tip is bigger than the gem. So another thing you could do here, you could put your gem under there and you could get that right up to that gem so that the tip is touching that. Okay. Because it's not going to damage that one at all, because this is the whole point. You can place this hot tip over the gem and it doesn't do any harm. So again, you can be doing something like that. So if you want them to be really close together, I think that is as close as you're going to get by actually doing the tool as well right up to it. Okay, so let's see if that's held on there now. And then if it has, okay, so they're both on there, solid. And then what we can do is we'll pop this one above. Now, I've not changed the head on this, so I'm just going to see, just out of curiosity, if this does work. I guess it will, but it'll take longer because we're on a thinner tip.
Yes.
But I'm aware of time, obviously. But I just wanted to show you how you could do that. But I think getting these right next to each other that's a really good way of doing it, because you know it's going to be exact. And even if you've not got stencils, you could draw a pencil line. Do a pencil line, and then you can line your stones up along that. It's always going to be more tricky as well if you've got it on like glitter card or mirror card or something that's reflective or got lots of what look like little particles. So I'm not sure if this is going to have worked. You can roll it around like that if you want to, if you're using a smaller tip than what you should, because that will still penetrate that heat through there. And it is on there. It has gone on there, so you can see now. So what I will be doing now is bringing in my next two small ones and putting those there. And I may put probably 4 stones maybe, and then bring that one in. So again, you can fluctuate on how you do it, but you can see there now, if I was to bring another 1, 2, 3, and then put that maybe in between the 3rd and the 4th, so it evens it up a bit. But your stencil, the stencil we used is also, let's just pop that to one side and just tell you about that. The stencil here that we used has got like an extra dot on the end here. Yeah. So that means you can then repeat it, because that one will then go next to that one. Yeah. So you know what I mean? You can kind of
keep it going.
I think they call it like tiling it, where you can keep doing it. But that's just another little idea of what you can do with them and how you can get them close.
Yeah. Big shout out to the camera crew. Beautiful close-ups, says Pat. No crew, just one man.
Yes.
One man and his joystick.
And his genius.
And his genius, that sounds better. One man and his joystick. Read Crafterganza. Melanie says, going to Dallas for Crafterganza, my vacation for next year. Airline tickets booked, says Stephanie Theodos. It will be here before we know it. Jen Shank says, yeehaw! I can't wait. I'm so excited. And I have everything booked, says Deb Sneery. Flight, ticket and hotel. I can't hardly wait. And Melanie says, Ben, depending on where you live and if you are using a fast foot ferry, aka no cars, or a drive on one, time can be between 25 minutes to an hour or more, pronounced Poojet. There you go. I feel like I've learned a lot in the show, and not just about affixing gems with our hot fix rhinestone applicator. We are going to have a short break. Might just need slightly longer than 30 seconds because I've got to do my little, if I can find it now, here's the thing. I have to do it properly. Where is it? So, we're obviously going to take a break, but we're coming back. So if you're on YouTube, Exit this show by clicking on our YouTube channel icon. Our next show will be in the upcoming live streams carousel at the top of the channel. While you're there, make sure you hit subscribe, then click the little bell that pops up and select all notifications. And don't forget, on each upcoming show in the upcoming live streams carousel, there's a notify me button. Hit that and YouTube will give you a reminder before we go live. If you're joining on Facebook, it works a little differently. Exit the live show with the X in the top left corner, refresh until you see it at the top of the page, or spot the red live icon in our profile picture. Top tip, follow our page and then click follow again. From the drop down under notifications, choose live video and set it to all notifications. That way Facebook will let you know as soon as we go live. We are back in about 5 or so. Don't forget to do everything I've just told you, and we'll meet you back here for Masterclass on all things gilding flakes. We'll see you in just a few.